What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, talking today about The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, because even the idea of this project is still extremely controversial. A lot of the internet is still trying to pick apart even the idea of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Sony comes out with a lot of beloved games. Horizon, Gran Turismo, God of War, obviously Spider-Man, and so to try and intermix that with some of their most beloved remasters, their remakes, the fact that they brought back Demon Souls, which is incredibly cool, or even classic ones like bringing back Medieval or Shadow of the Colossus. Like, Sony definitely has a good eye for when they should greenlight a project, but because they have a pretty decent track record, a lot of people seem to specifically be confused about the idea of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. This game just came out. Like, it came out 3 years ago. It's bizarre to think this won Game of the Year in 2020. It's 2023, and now a remaster of it is coming out in 40 days from when I'm filming this video. But part of the reason I wanted to talk about it today specifically is because we have a bunch of side-by-side graphical comparisons that have come out that, in my opinion, are pretty hilarious. A lot of the internet is actually pretty openly laughing at it, so let's discuss. Hi, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, I actually got the inspiration from this from Dom the Bomb. He does a lot of good Last of Us content, Telltale content, Insomniac games. Very cool guy, very nice. But he posted this, and to be honest, I was extremely confused. These are actual official screenshots comparing the original Last of Us Part 2 running on a PlayStation 4 versus the remastered version of it on the PlayStation 5. And to be quite honest, this is the same picture. Like, I can't even tell a difference. This is the primary one a lot of people are making memes of because it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, not to be too harsh on it, but like, this is the original, this is the remaster, it's just darker. I had to tweet out, what are we doing here? Somebody made this meme and I love it. It's just, this is what they did. They changed the filter of it. Look at that, guys. This is the Max of Us remastered. But okay, so let me just say before we start to pick apart why these graphics aren't really that different, I do want to say I still think the other parts of this package are worth it. I mean, Naughty Dog themselves is really hyping up this no return mode where we get a chance to play as other characters. You know, it's a survival roguelike. To me, this does sound cool. It's going to have 12 different levels, lots of different layouts, randomized items, different styles of enemy characters. I mean, this seems pretty cool. I mean, personally, like, I've had my problems with The Last of Us Part 2, and most of them are story-related. Graphically, gameplay-wise, AI-wise, I mean, the idea of Last of Us Part 2 is truly one of the most interesting and evocative pieces of art that Sony has been a part of. I just don't like certain golf club-related storyline bits, but you know, I wanted to actually take a look at something specifically, which is this thing here. So somebody linked me this video. It actually got put up just a bit ago, and it's by this gentleman named CYCU1. And he decided to take the trailer footage from The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered and directly show it side by side with captured footage from himself. And really, when you really start to see it, it's like, I'm not even trying to hate. These look so close to being identical. Like, I think part of the thing that people are probably being more forgiving of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered because it is just a $10 upgrade. If you have this game on PlayStation 4, which is here on the left, you get that X-Gen version plus all the new content for a $10 upgrade. Like, no, here, I'm going to rewind that for a second. Let's take a look at that. This is 4K footage here. Obviously, I'm screen recording this at 1080p, and it's going to get a little bit compressed because of YouTube. But even looking at it side by side, like, you can tell that it's like 2% better, but it mostly just looks like they put a darkness filter on it. Like, okay, I can see a few more of his forehead ridges, but it's not like they didn't exist beforehand. Okay, the bags under his eyes are a little more prominent, but again, that's just a darkening of shades, a turning up of saturation. When I see these side-by-side comparisons, the biggest question that sticks in my mind is not, why does this exist? It's more about, why did they call this remastered? Like in any other game, when you call it a remaster, you're saying that you've gone back to try and improve it, to touch it up, to make it look even sharper. But in this case, this already looks about as sharp as a game can possibly be. Like, how much are we really pushing the limits here to make this game that already looked insane look 5% more insane? I would say, if anything, I've said this before and I will absolutely say it again, they should have called this The Last of Us Part 2 Director's Cut, because that's kind of what this is. That's what they decided to do with Ghost of Tsushima. It's what they did with, obviously, Death Stranding. And I feel like the term Director's Cut is a more accurate description of this, because it's not really remastered. Like, maybe by some weird classification, but in my mind, the fact that this has cut levels, extra content, little side bits, and of course the very cool extra game mode, that to me seems to show content that was almost done but got cut by the directors. Sony is in just such a strange place, because I love the PlayStation 5, and boy howdy does it sell well. I've got 2 PlayStation 5s, in fact, and even last night I was up till 2 a.m. playing a bunch of GTA 5 with my roommates on the couch, just passing the controller back and forth. I feel like the PlayStation 5 as a console is a great machine. It's not just good graphics, it's got good exclusives, it's got good release schedules. At times, I just wonder if the people at the top of Sony understand how to talk about their own games, because sometimes it seems like they're a bit off. But these are just some off-the-cuff thoughts, because I do think this project is going to be a huge hit. The fact that it is just a $10 upgrade of a game that already sold like, I think, 12 million copies, this is going to make a lot of money for PlayStation, which I'm not against. You know, more people are going to enjoy it. It's another excuse to pop the disc into your PlayStation 5. I guess sometimes I just think that Sony is... They're really weird about how they talk about their own projects. Classic Sony, in the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 4 eras, they were much better about beating their chests, of saying, hey, we made this. Aren't you happy? Hey, we made this. That's crazy. Whereas now, they definitely seem like they're a little too safe, a little too scared for their own good. But what do I know? All right, so that's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think about The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered? Are these graphics to you as funny to you as they are to me? Because they're a bit of a hoot and a holler. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. And go watch my video I put up yesterday. It took like 5 days to edit, but it's the top 10 best games of the year. And I cheated and I put 15 games in the video, which is why it's 28 minutes long. So go watch that, because that was a toughie. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.